Today I am reviewing the Roborock Saros 10R robot vacuum and mop. If at any time you'd like to explore this product for yourself and grab it at a great price, be sure to check the links below the video. If you have ever spent an hour moving furniture just so you could vacuum underneath it, you know exactly why the Roborock Saros 10R exists. After putting this unit through its paces in my own home over the last 3 weeks, I can safely say it is one of the most mechanically interesting machines I have ever tested, but it is not without a few quirks that you really need to know about before you drop this kind of money. You can check the links below the video if you want to explore the current pricing or see exactly what the package includes, but let's get right into the reality of living with this thing. The first thing you notice when you take the Saros 10R out of the box is the height. Most high-end robot vacuums are essentially walking towers because they have that spinning laser turret on top, which acts as the eyes for the navigation system. Roborock completely scrapped that design here. By switching to the Starsight Autonomous System 2.0, they have managed to keep this unit at just over 3 inches tall. In practice, this is a game changer. I have a mid-century modern credenza in my living room that my previous robot vacuum would constantly get stuck under, or simply ignore, because it couldn't fit. The Saros 10R slides under that piece of furniture with room to spare. It feels like a genuine upgrade in terms of floor coverage because it actually reaches the dust bunnies that usually require a manual vacuum to clear out. Now, let's talk about that suction power. They are advertising 22,000 pascals of suction, which is an astronomical number compared to the standard models we saw just a few years ago. In my daily testing, I threw everything at it, from fine flour on hardwood to pet hair on medium pile rugs. The performance is, frankly, overkill for most people, but in a good way. It isn't just about the raw number, it is about the way the Duo Divide main brush handles debris. I have a golden retriever, and usually, I am spending 10 minutes every weekend cutting hair out of the roller of my robot vacuum. With this brush design, the hair actually makes its way into the bin rather than wrapping around the axle. I haven't had to use a pair of scissors on the brush roll once during my testing period. If you have pets or long-haired family members, that alone might be worth the price of admission. You can find more details on that brush technology in the links below the video, but it really does live up to the marketing hype regarding anti-tangling. The navigation is where things get interesting. Because it lacks that traditional laser turret, you might worry about it bumping into walls or getting lost. I found the obstacle avoidance to be surprisingly sharp. It uses a combination of 3D sensing and that verti-beam system to identify objects. It handled my tangled mess of charging cables under my desk much better than previous generations. It didn't eat the cables, which is always the biggest fear. However, it is not perfect. In very low light conditions, it sometimes seems a bit more hesitant than the laser-based models. It doesn't get lost, but it definitely moves with more caution when it can't see the room layout as clearly. If you have a house that stays fairly dark during the day, you might notice it taking a bit longer to complete a cleaning cycle compared to a traditional model. The FlexiArm technology is another feature that sounds like a gimmick, but proves its worth within a few days. The side brush and the mop pad physically extend out when the robot detects a corner or an edge. I watched it maneuver around my kitchen island, and it actually hugged the baseboards in a way that most robots simply cannot. It isn't going to replace a dedicated mop for deep, dried-on stains, but for daily maintenance, it keeps the edges of the room much cleaner than a standard circular robot that leaves a 2-inch gap of dust along the wall. The AdaptiLift chassis is also worth mentioning here. It can handle thresholds up to 4 centimeters, which is impressive. I have a slightly uneven transition between my tile kitchen and my hardwood hallway, and the Saros 10R just glides over it without that annoying grinding sound or the hesitation that usually accompanies robots trying to climb over a lip. Let's talk about the dock because this is where the real convenience and the real clutter comes in. The multifunctional dock 4.0 is a massive piece of hardware. It does everything. It empties the dustbin, refills the water tank, washes the mops with hot water, and dries them with hot air. The hot water washing at 176 degrees is a nice touch because it actually breaks down the grime from the mop pads before they get dried. I didn't notice any of that sour, damp smell that usually plagues robot mops after a week of use. It really is a set-it-and-forget-it system. You will only need to empty the large dust bag every couple of months, depending on how much pet hair you have. However, be warned, this dock is huge. If you have a small apartment, you need to measure your space before buying this. It dominates a corner of the room, and it is not exactly a piece of art. If you're looking for something that blends into your decor, this isn't it. It is a utility machine, and it looks like one. The app integration and the smart features are where the Saros 10R starts to feel like a premium product. The Hello Rocky voice assistant is handy if you don't want to dig for your phone, especially if you have a spill in the kitchen and just want to shout at the robot to come clean it up. The RGB camera, however, is a bit of a polarizing feature. On one hand, being able to check on my dog while I'm at the office is genuinely useful. The video quality is decent enough to see what he's doing, and the two-way audio works well enough for a quick check-in. On the other hand, some people are understandably wary of a robot with a camera roaming around their house. If privacy is a major concern for you, you might want to look into the settings to see how much of that data is handled, though Roborock does provide options to disable the camera or manage the privacy settings within the app. Now, I want to be honest about the disappointments.
First, the price is steep.
You are paying for top-tier engineering, but you have to decide if the ultra-slim design and the advanced obstacle avoidance are worth the premium over a more standard, taller robot vacuum. If you don't have low furniture, you aren't really utilizing the main selling point of this unit. Second, the water usage is high. Because it is constantly washing and refilling, you'll be refilling the clean water tank more often than you might expect, especially if you have a large floor plan. It is a trade-off for having clean mop pads, but it is a recurring manual task that you have to account for. Also, while the app is feature-rich, it can be a bit overwhelming. There are so many toggles, zones, and scheduling options that it takes a few days to really get the robot customized to your preferences. If you aren't tech-savvy, the initial setup might feel like a chore. Who is this for? I would say this is the perfect vacuum for someone who has a lot of low-clearance furniture and pets. If you are tired of manually cleaning under your sofa, or if you're sick of pulling hair out of your vacuum brush, this is a massive quality-of-life upgrade. It is also great for people who want a truly hands-off experience. With the auto-refill, auto-wash, and auto-dry features, you really only need to interact with the dock every once in a while. It is a high-maintenance machine that does a great job of making sure you don't have to do the low-maintenance tasks. Who should avoid it? If you live in a very small space, the footprint of the dock is going to be a major annoyance. It is not a compact setup. Also, if you are on a budget, there are plenty of cheaper robots that will get your floors 80% as clean. You are paying a premium here for the last 20% of performance and the specialized form factor. If you don't have furniture that requires a sub-3-inch profile, you are essentially paying extra for a feature you don't need. Finally, if you are strictly against cameras in your home, you should look elsewhere, as the pet monitoring features are a core part of the software experience. Overall, the Roborock Saros 10R is a high-performance machine that successfully addresses the biggest pain point of robot vacuums: the height. By removing the laser turret and moving to a more sophisticated sensor array, they have created a vacuum that can go places others simply cannot. The suction is more than enough for any home, the tangle-free brush design actually works, and the dock is a workhorse that handles the dirty work effectively. It is expensive, the dock is bulky, and it takes some time to get used to the app, but if you have the space and the budget, it is easily one of the most capable floor cleaning robots on the market right now. You can check the links below the video to see if it is currently on sale or to read more about the technical specs if you want to dive deeper into the sensor array. It is a genuine, high-end tool for home maintenance, and for the right household, it is going to save you a significant amount of time and effort every single week. Take a look at the links below the video to see if it is the right fit for your home layout, and let me know if you have any questions about how it handled the specific floor types in my test. I have been using it for a while now, and despite the minor gripes about the dock size and the learning curve of the app, I honestly don't think I could go back to a standard robot vacuum after seeing how much dust this thing pulls out from under my bed. It has set a new bar for what I expect from these devices, and while it is not a perfect product, it is undeniably a powerful one. Make sure to check the links below the video for the latest pricing and availability, and I will see you in the next one.